What's up, guys? I'm catching up on this little Diddy thing. I'll play this for y'all real quick. Give you my 2 cents of just a random dude.
About that. And think about that for a second because Combs is currently sitting in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center as he awaits trial on racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, transportation to engage in prostitution. And by nature of those charges, when you think about that, Combs, if you believe the prosecution's case, couldn't have committed these alleged crimes on his own.
Nope.
I mean, for conspiracy, he needs to have agreed with someone else to engage in these criminal activities to further the goals, to carry out the interests
Several
of this
people,
alleged
women
criminal
and men.
enterprise. Prosecutors have said in their filings there are co-conspirators, that he had those facilitate the sexual abuse and sex trafficking of women. Combs is accused of orchestrating these freak-offs, these elaborate sexual performances that he would watch or participate in, where he would force women to engage in sex acts with male sex workers. So who else was involved? If this campaign of sex trafficking, assaults, threats, violence, obstruction, forced labor, kidnapping, arson has been going on for years, as prosecutors allegedly
Yeah, it's been going
indicted,
on since the
who
beginning.
helped? Maybe at the very least, who was aware of what was allegedly
Everybody.
going on? And you have to wonder if there are those in the music industry, more specifically,
Now, let me tell you,
that will get caught
this
up
is
in
either
this.
going
And
to,
what really got me
what's
thinking
going to happen is this is either going to be a massive unfoldment of people that were involved that will be absolutely destroyed. Their careers are on the line. That's why a lot of people are hiding. A lot of people, the music industry is quiet right now, if you haven't realized, which is a fantastic thing for people that have their own independent labels. And oh man, what a great time to be alive. I appreciate it, Diddy. So you've definitely opened the doors for the new generation of music to come in and clean house because man, there's a bigger army of us than there is of you. And I'm speaking directly to the people who think they're controlling the music industry. You're not, man. Okay? You're not. You know, every rise has its fall. Every hit maker soon is not the top thing. Sooner or later, everything that you used to touch that turned to gold, for some reason, it seems like you tarnish it now. So, and these people, who I'm getting at is a direct reflection of the type of people and the group that also would be one to hide when this is going on with Diddy. If Diddy co-signs for you, if he goes out of his way to make sure people know you, or you see these types of names that like Rihanna, Jay-Z, Nicki, um, you know, these stars of the last couple of decades, if you see all of them intertwined on a project or working with certain producers or with certain engineers, it's because they keep it in a small circle. Music industry is not that big. There's a few people with a ton of money, a handful only. And I'm talking about more money than Diddy. Obviously, Diddy's just he's a music executive. But when you're talking about where the real money is, it's not with Diddy. Diddy will soon be out of money. He has no comparison to the federal government. If this case, which supposedly is going to be in May, even with the information they have right now, that's without anybody else coming forward, is going to get pushed back another year at least, because it's just too much stuff to go through. and they're not gonna expose anybody else until they know exactly what they have, because we don't know, and we never will know if our government is moral enough to actually do what's right. In fact, I think we know that they don't. So it's no secret. And this wasn't a secret in the music industry with Diddy. Now, was it termed coercion and rape and sexual trafficking? No, these are when what happens when the legal aspects come in. That's why you'll see some people and be like, this is what Hollywood is, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. This is what they've been talking about since the beginning of all music industry, glorifying it, right? Sex, drugs, rock and roll. Look at your music today. You got a bunch of tricks twerking. The fuck are you doing, bitch? Ho- Hopefully, you're not trying to get married because nobody wants you. Nobody wants a trick that gets up there and twerks all day. What type of message are you trying to get to the little kids that, hey, it's all good to twerk? It may be all good to twerk, but that's your brand? That's a it's a fad. That goes out faster than it got in. So the music industry has changed even significantly from when I grew up and from when I got into it. Those are two different separate generations here. I grew up listening to people that were not like Diddy, to be honest with you, even though that he paved a major image of hip hop in the hip hop world, and you definitely, especially I like Notorious B.I.G. Now, and if he killed him, dude, or had something to do with it, or paid somebody to do it, or did it because he wanted his rise to fame to never stop. These are called soulless individuals, all right? You're dealing with the type of person that will look you straight in the eye knowingly that he is going to destroy your life and smile. And I met so many in this particular industry that are just like that. Apprehensive, defensive, victim, power driven, greed, control. And the top dogs don't even fucking play an instrument. So back to our point, it has nothing to do with talent. Absolutely nothing to do with talent. Diddy could not tell you a C flat, middle C after holding it down for an hour. He couldn't tell you what that key was. He doesn't know music, man. He can listen to the whole thing when it's done after he's hired two engineers, a producer, a bassist, and a clarinet player to come in and lay down some tracks. And then he's like, "Oh, that's a hit." Yeah, it's pretty easy to do, actually. You can be a normal human being and walk into a studio. Producer says, "Check this out. Check this out. Watch." Shout out to Nilla Gorilla. He did the cover art for this song. This is called "Flying Kick" by Epic Toy Sound. But the whole point of that song was just to have that flying kick phrase at the beginning. And if I were to play that for you and you came in my studio and I say, "All right, step outside, wait 10 minutes." You come back in the room 10 minutes later. I say, "What's the song I just played you? What's that song I just played you?" Okay. That's how we used to gauge if the song was gonna be memorable. Obviously, there was more than one lyric saying "flying kick," but I'm dealing with I'm in a totally different sector of the industry. I'm more involved with audio and themed music and movie music and shit like that. I got quickly out of the hip hop industry, even the crossover pop industry, your Miley Cyrus's and your, that generation that literally shifted, that culture shift of, because I grew up on shit like 3 6 Mafia, Bone Thugs, um, Rap a Lot, Scarface, Ghetto Boys, um, Master P, No Limit, Soldier Slim, people that artists, you don't know these people. Half of you who are listening to this probably know, and half of you have never heard of them in your life because they're real artists. They came up with a story to tell. It just so happens to be that usually the leader of a large entity like Bad Boy Records is more business savvy than he is musically talented. So there's a distinction, and I think to make up for the fact that Diddy didn't have any talent besides being extremely business savvy and charismatic, and at the end of the day, fake. Because I mean, if what he's been living for the last 20 years is a lie, then it's a lie.
About this is that there was a piece in the Irish Star, and a source apparently told the Irish Star the following: huge music stars have been lined up to talk during the Diddy's case, as fans fear it could spell the end for hip hop. 90 stars who were huge during Diddy's heyday and worked with him in the late Biggie Smalls are said to have been approached
Come
by
up.
authorities to talk.
Yo, is it open? Yo. Trying to get some of these podcasts edited so I can schedule them. Yep. Takes a lot. What are you doing? Got to a stopping point. I did get a lot done already, but still obviously working on shit. Podcast, obviously, getting that going, and a couple other things in terms of album art and whatnot. But did you want to smoke or do you want to just? Yeah.